Hey. I made a video recording this before. I decided not to do it because of the burn thing. It was really bad before. It's starting to look better now. Sorta. Not really. But I thought I'd do it anyways. Fuck it. It's just a burn. Get over it. But yeah, I positioned the camera differently too, so I can try to keep more focus rather than looking away all the time. Basically, this video is about file sharing, the whole big company trying to chase after people downloading and shit. I'm going to try to keep it quicker than the previous one too, because I tend to talk more than I need to, get really redundant. So anyways, here's the story. About, I want to say 5 months ago, my ISP contacted me in regards to some downloading I've been doing. Apparently Paramount Pictures contacted my ISP because they tracked my IP saying I downloaded Blades of Fury or something like that a couple days ago. And yeah, I did. I was downloading a lot of shit. I was averaging like 30 movies a night. I have a collection of like almost 1,000 movies I've downloaded. I used to be really big into music. I had like 500,000 songs on my external drive that got destroyed, a mechanical failure. I still have the hard drive, I just got to recover the files. But I was a huge file sharing guy. I used to download all the time. I mean, gigs of data a night. I was really big into it. So I lost the music, I focused on movies, and then I got busted. But for those of you who don't know how it goes now, what everyone's scared about being about being caught and what happens when you are caught. I'm just going to go ahead and update you. I'm going to give you some experience from someone that has been caught to some degree and let you know how they're approaching it nowadays. I've done a lot of research on this before and after. So nowadays ISPs, they're not really, everyone being sued for thousands of dollars, that rarely happens anymore. That was mostly the Kazaa days when everyone's using those dumb file sharing programs like Kazaa, LimeWire, and shit like that. But it's the torrent age now. Everyone's using torrents, and the thing is, there's so many people, and they're realizing that singling out a single user and suing them for an excessive amount of money which they don't have, though it can serve as somewhat of an example, it really is not as effective as other methods. So rather than singling out users, what they're trying to do now is, from what I've read in CPU Magazine, is they're trying to end the users' contracts with the ISP so they can't access the network at all, internet at all. And not only will that prove as an example to others, it will eliminate that user, which will prevent other users from downloading as much and prevent them from downloading. And I guess it's a penalty as well because they don't have internet anymore. And I guess that's supposed to scare them also. But the only problem with that is that's what Paramount Pictures and all those big companies want to do. However, the ISPs are nowhere near wanting to do that, because if they disconnect your internet, they're losing a customer, they're losing money. So I mean, Paramount will say like, hey, this person's downloading shit, I need you to disconnect their contract. Why? They can think of a different resolution, they will, rather than just ending the contract and losing the customer and losing money. So yeah, that's one problem with it. And also, when you sign up for your ISP, they can't give away your contact information, any of your information to like Paramount Pictures. All Paramount Pictures and those big companies have is your IP address, and with that IP address they can associate which ISP you belong to. So they'll contact the ISP saying, this IP address has been doing this, please do something about it. And that's the extent of that. They can take forth, they do all this legal shit and try to obtain information, but the process is very long, very tedious, and they'd only do that if it's something really major and they have a lot of proof that you've been doing some excessive downloading. I'm talking about like hundreds of movies a night, distributing and shit like that. And which is very unlikely for most people in America, but it could be your case. But regardless, they can't give away your contact information. So those people don't know your name and shit. They don't know your contact number. They don't know where you live. They just know the region and your ISP. So I mean, I'm already aware of that when I get called. I got called by my ISP around 12:30 in the afternoon, and I was talking to an operator who I could tell had no idea what he was really doing. He was just kind of doing what he was told. And he's like, okay, Paramount Pictures contacted us in regards to you stating that you've been downloading some of their movies illegally. And I basically played the role of, I have no idea what's going on, but I think my roommate, he uses these file sharing shit. I told him not to. I've been working on his computer a lot lately because getting viruses. I bet it was him. So I told him, let me go check my computer. Let me see if it is connected to the network and so forth. What I was actually doing was turning off my uTorrent client, which was currently downloading like 60 movies. So I did that. I told the guy, yeah, he's connected. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect him. I'm gonna have a talk with him later, just in case he's doing that shit. And I'm also gonna put a encryption key on my wireless network in case my neighbors are trying to download off my wireless network. So I told him that, and he's like, okay, well, that sounds good. I just wanted to make sure. I appreciate you being so calm and collected during this. I'm like, no, I appreciate you telling me, because I'm totally against that shit. This is America. Who file shares? And I told him, is there anything else I can do? And he's like, yeah, we need to make sure that file is deleted. Any copyrighted materials removed from the system. Like, okay, I'll go in his room. If he's doing it, I'll make sure that file is deleted, and I'll do whatever I can. I'm sorry about the inconvenience. It's like, oh, it's okay. So the issue was resolved. He closed the ticket. So it was simple as that. It wasn't a big deal at all. Only issue is you will be flagged. They keep records of all their logs and incidents for about 6 months. So for 6 months, I got to keep on the down low. My major mistake was I wasn't using Peer Guardian or anything to really cover my tracks. So that was my main problem. For those of you who don't want to even get that call, my recommendations are Peer Guardian, which I plan on making a tutorial later about. And what that does is basically it has a group of IP addresses which are generally associated with companies that track other IPs from users and prosecute them and so forth. So your chances are reduced to less than 1%. And as far as how they track you, when you download a torrent, you can see every IP address that's connecting to that torrent that's downloading or uploading from it. So your IP address is listed there. All they need to do is grab the IP address, figure out which ISP, send a letter to ISP or whatever. It's extremely easy and simple. So the only way to do it would be blocking your IP address from those blacklisted IPs. So as far as once you do get contacted and you proceed to download, this is where it can get a little uncomfortable, because you get the call, you realize you got caught, it's scary, but you should stay low for about 6 months. Try not to download movies primarily in audio programs, ebooks. You should be okay, but especially just try to keep on downloading. If they do catch you again, the next step they generally will take will be sending you a letter, I believe, either that or an email. I'm pretty sure they send you an actual letter in the mail. And at that point, you really need to cut your shit out. You want to probably reply to them, admitting it. Don't try to deny it. Just let them know, okay, I've done this. I'm sorry. I learned my lesson. I apologize. I deleted all the stuff. I'm really sorry. And basically just almost to the point where you seem like you're in tears. And at that point, you want to stop. If you do continue, assuming you get by the second time they may actually disconnect your internet or end your contract. But you may luck out and still continue your contract. That letter back is generally just to keep your contract. The third time, however, that's when you start getting the law involved, and at that point, you're looking at going to court. Generally, they'll settle outside of court. You'll come to agreement, okay, listen, I'll pay you $3,000 and I won't do it again, whatever. But if you do decide to go to court, you're probably going to get some felony charges, and you have to pay a lot of money. If they're going to take the time to take you to court, they will win. You're not going to win. So don't push yourself to the third try. If you get caught once, learn from your lessons and back off. The main thing is avoid getting caught once. If you haven't got caught yet, don't worry about anything. If you're not using Peer Guardian or anything, try to get it and try to protect yourself to avoid that first the first call. So basically, you're just the whole 3 strikes you're out thing. You can try to proceed once you get the first strike. I strongly don't recommend it. And so yeah, that's my story about the ISP. Actually, speaking with Dan or Ninback04, whatever his name is. But he's one of my subscribers, and he wanted to know a little bit more about it. And I thought I'd tell my story since I actually did get contact in regards to my downloads. So little experience.